What's going on, guys? Jay here. You know, for some of us, the school year is already in full swing, and for some like me, we're getting close. And you know what that means? It's time to start pinching your pennies as we're getting close to the holiday season. Figured now's as good a time as any to look at our monthly series where we take a gander at some eShop games that won't break the bank. Today, we've got 5 eShop games under $20 that you can play right now. If you're new to the channel, do consider subscribing down below. And now, let's take a look. Okay, up first we have from Supergiant Games, one of my absolute favorite PC games and something I am just ecstatic to have on the Switch. It's Bastion. This is a $14.99 action role-playing game where you play as the Kid, and your mission is to find cores through various levels and rebuild the Bastion, which is the settlement where you'll be able to restart society. There's weapons, items, and different perks to collect. And as you go through the levels and collect cores, you'll be able to build things like forges for weapons upgrades, an arsenal for new weapons, and distilleries for potion upgrades. This game is stunning. The visuals of the enemies and the playable character itself are great, but the main thing you want to focus on are the backgrounds. They're hand-painted and just stunning. The sound is impeccable, and one of my favorite things about it is that you actually get a narrator that walks you through the game in real time. So as you perform actions, he'll talk about them. There's also a new Game Plus mode, while also giving folks who just want to experience the story a no-sweat mode. It's an incredibly easy game to play with a ton of depth, meaning you'll never really master it. This is a brilliant game and one of my favorites. Next up from Free Lives and Devolver is Broforce. It is a $14.99 game, and it is quite literally every 1980s action movie ever filmed come to life. There are so many unlockable characters in this game, which you can use to, dismember the forces of evil. Big weapons, massive explosions, huge pools of blood everywhere. And like every level, you get to kill Satan. So, there's more noble cause than that, right? The game is playable single player, and it's a ton of fun. But it's even more fun when you play with up to 4 players in bro-op mode. And now, I can tell by looking at it, you're going to think, oh, this is very straightforward. It's a shoot-'em-all game. It's not as straightforward as you think. Everything is destructible. So you can actually shoot through walls and build tunnels to get under the bad guys and take them from behind unexpectedly. Now, I want to talk about some of the unlockable bros in the game. There's Rambro, Brohard, McBrover, Indiana Brones, Double Bro 7, Broly. There's so many other ones. There's just a smorgasbord of bros to fight the forces of evil with. I love this game. It is so much fun. Definitely worth checking out. Broforce is excellent. Okay, switching from the, countless pools of blood to something a little bit different. This is Runner 3 from Choice Provisions. Now, this is a $19.99 game, and it's a rhythm... something. It's definitely a rhythm game. There's music involved. The something is something else. You can be jumping, dancing, flying a tin can plane, or dying repeatedly. You'll die a lot. You die all the time. It's narrated by Charles Martinet, the voice of Mario, and it's amazing. There's a ton of unlockable characters. Each level has branching paths, so you can either go on the more standard path, which is still incredibly difficult to collect gold bars, or you can go on the more difficult path to collect gems. Those things that you collect in the levels can be used to unlock costumes and all kinds of different things. And there's also different items and different other collectibles hidden throughout the level, so you can actually collect things to put on a puppet show. This game's weird. There are also retro-inspired levels that you have even more challenges to collect special rewards with. It's gorgeous, if a bit twisted. Sounds great, if a bit bizarre. Runner 3 is weird, but so wonderful. Definitely worth picking up. Okay, next, this one's going to switch things up a little bit. This is from Acquirus Game Studio. This is Horizon Chase Turbo. Now, this is a $19.99 racing game that is 1,000% a love letter to your favorite arcade racers from the past, like Outrun and Cruisin' USA. There's gorgeous 1980s inspired visuals with bright colors, loud neons, and amazing course presentation. Everything feels properly fast in this game. Rather than some racing games where you can plan your next move well in advance, Horizon Chase Turbo makes you make decisions frequently on the fly to avoid other cars or obstacles on the side of the track. And there's a ton of opponents involved, meaning you can't just get into first and cruise and set yourself and just not worry about it. You'll be fighting for first place the entire race. It's refreshing. Each race also has you collect tokens as well as fuel so you don't run out of gas before crossing the final finish line. And it's not just a single player experience. There's good couch co-op opportunities here too. There's ghost cars from friends that have played on certain levels, and there's a ton of great game modes. World Tour lets you go country by country and course by course. There's also the Playground, which gives you different races each season, as well as Endurance Mode, which feels like cruising's race across the country. Even more impressive is the music by Barry Leach, the brilliant composer behind Top Gear, Rush, and Lotus Turbo Challenge. For 20 bucks, this is a spectacular racing game and something you will have a ton of fun with. Okay, our final game today, and probably the one released most recently, is from Tribute Games. It's Panzer Paladin. This is a 1999 game that continues just a tradition of excellence from Tribute, being a fantastic follow-up to both Flint Hook and Mercenary Kings. This is a retro-inspired platformer that actually has some resource management tossed in as well, for good measure. You pilot your Panzer mech and collect weapons from fallen enemies and from hidden areas in the level, which sounds pretty straightforward, right? Like, I mean, who doesn't want to use a giant robot to beat the hell out of a bad guy with a hockey stick? But the weapons have a shelf life. They degrade as they're used, and you need to collect as many as possible because you'll need them to activate checkpoints. And you're going to want to activate those checkpoints because the game gets wickedly difficult the further in you go. You need to balance their usage against just blitzing through with strong weapons, as you want to save those more powerful ones for the boss fights that happen at the end of every level. There's Mega Man-esque stage selection with big beautiful levels and massive boss sprites, and you're able to hop out of your mech and go on foot as your pilot, using her whip to traverse parts of the levels that your Panzer couldn't get across, kind of like Indiana Jones. It's a difficult but rewarding game, and I'm so happy I picked it up after seeing John Hancock's video on it. Wonderful platformer, worth every penny. There you have it, guys. 5 games that I have purchased for under 20 bucks that I think are a steal to keep your gaming on a budget going strong. I really like every game on here. I tried to go with a wide variety of genres, and I don't think you can go more divergent than Broforce and Runner 3. It's just wild and out there. Both of those games are really great, as are the other ones on this list, and I don't think you can go wrong with anything on here. But I'm asking you now, what are your favorite budget eShop titles? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're new to the channel and enjoyed the video, please do consider giving it a thumbs up, and after that, just slide on over and hit that subscription button and ring the notification bell so you can stay up to date on what we've got going on here on the channel. That's going to do it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I have been Jay. Until next time, play more games, stay square.